Hey Canucks fans, some big news this morning as for Tanner Pearson will miss the rest of this season after undergoing a second surgery on his injured hand. I'm Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, January the 12th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks to everyone who joined me last night for my live stream. Had my son Jacob on. He shared about his experience in Montreal making Team Canada for the National Youth Bowling Team for a second straight year. Always fun when Jacob's on. Tonight, I have my show at 11, per usual. I'm also doing Game Over Vancouver for the Steve Dangle Podcast Network. So I hope you join me on SDPN's channel right after the end of the Canucks Lightning game. Canucks won't have Tanner Pearson in the lineup, much like they haven't had him for the most of the season this year, as indeed the Patrick Allvin announced this morning that they've shut him down for the rest of the season. It's actually kind of funny the way they worded the tweet. It says, underwent a second hand surgery yesterday after a setback in his recovery. Not a second hand like old surgery, like second hand, but rather the second time he's having surgery. I think you guys figured that out. I just thought that was kind of funny. People try to make jokes about that already. So underwent a second hand surgery yesterday after a setback in his recovery. So this is important for a couple of reasons. Number one, it basically makes Tanner Pearson, I think, less tradable. I'm not sure if there was really a market for him anyways, given his slow start to the season and the fact that there's probably more marketable, tradable guys on this team. But it's very hard to trade someone who's on long-term injury reserve and who's only played 14 games in a season. So that's one thing. So I think this really puts to bed any chance, even if it was remote, of trading this player. The second thing is, as some would say, this signals at least the start or a strategic way to, I can't say the T word, but to finish as low as you can in the standings to increase your chance for Connor Bedard. You might say, well, Clay, Tanner Pearson wasn't really a difference maker. Yeah, but he is a veteran. He's a good player. And I know how much Bruce Boudreau and the coaching staff really like Tanner Pearson because, like I said, he's a veteran. He's a proven winner. He's very low maintenance, and you could really put him anywhere in your lineup. I wouldn't call him a first-line player, but you could put him anywhere in your lineup on either side, basically anywhere from the second to fourth line. So kind of out of sight, out of mind. We haven't really missed him that much because we've been focused on a lot of other woes with this team. But when Tanner Pearson does play and when he's on top of his game, he is quite an effective player. And like I said, can play anywhere from the second, third, or fourth line. Now, he got injured way back on November 9th, and he only played 14 games this season. He had 1 goal, 4 assists. So he had 5 points in those 14 games. So not the best points per game. And one thing that Tanner Pearson this season that was kind of uncharacteristic is he was taking a lot of penalties. He actually had 21 penalty minutes. How did he get a 21? I guess he had a 5 in there somewhere. Yeah, so he got 21 penalty minutes. Yeah, that would make sense. 8 minors and 1 fighting major. 21 penalty minutes in 14 games, which is quite a lot considering his career high leading into this year was only 30. And that was last year. And that took 68 games. So he's already 2/3 to his career high in penalty minutes in about 1/5 of the time. So that was kind of surprising. He had a 6% shooting percentage, 39% on the faceoffs, which you're not really getting Tanner Pearson to win faceoff. But he was already a -9 in 14 games. So yeah, that stat line, it wasn't a great start this season. 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points, -9, 21 penalty minutes in 14 games. Since he's been here, he's been good. This is his 4th season with the Vancouver Canucks, his 5th season actually. He's played with on Bo Horvat's wing quite a bit. Played a bit with Tyler Toffoli when he was here for that half a season, or not even half a season. And then he's had decent seasons. In his first season after getting traded here, he had 12 points in 19 games. So that's over a point every 2 games. Then he had 45 in 69, which is quite good. That's points percentage of just about 0.66, 6667 or whatever it is. Then it slowed down the next season, had 18 and 51. Then last year rebounded to have 34 and 68. So another 0.5 points per game. and then this year 5-14. So as he's been here, he's actually been over a 0.5 point per game player. And like I said, low maintenance, kind of like a Swiss Army knife. You can put him on a second line, a third line, a fourth line. You can put him on a second power play unit. You can have him on a penalty killing unit. He's not the fastest player at all, but he is very good on the boards. He's a good passer and good defensively for sure. And then, like I said, you don't really have to worry too much about him. He's not going to rock the boat. He's a pretty low maintenance player and a player that the coaches, I'm sure that they love. So that's an interesting story with Tanner Pearson. This came out of nowhere because, yes, ever since he was sidelined November 9, we knew that he was probably going to be out till at least Christmas. So that's fine. Then when Bruce Boudreau would talk about him, he would talk about him almost in the same breath as Thatcher Demko. We hope to have Demko and Pearson at practice. We hope that Demko and Pearson are skating. And I do believe that Tanner Pearson was skating for a bit, not with the big club, of course, because we never see him in line rushes or even in a non-contact jersey. But I think he was going out on the ice before the team or after the team, working on strength and conditioning, all those things. And I'm sure once he started to handle a puck, shoot and pass and stick handle, then maybe the pain, maybe it was unbearable, maybe simply it wasn't healing the way it's setting the way that it should. So unfortunate for him. He's got one more year left on his contract that pays him $3.25 million. And if you're, like I said, right from the start, if you're in the camp that the Canucks should be looking to trade Tanner Pearson, I think that's going to be very, very difficult to do so now, because it's like I said, it's hard to move a player that's on LTIR unless someone really wants to kind of have him on the roster, have him for next year, and then of course they're okay with getting that cap space. I'm just gonna look up one more thing. I'm not sure if Tanner Pearson actually has a no move clause, because obviously that would change things a little bit as I'm talking about trying to trade him or not trying to trade him. So Tanner Pearson, according to Cap Friendly, it says that, where is he on LTIR? Modified no trade. So this year, 22-23, player submits a 7-team no trade list. So that still is, we don't count the Canucks, so that's still 24 other teams that he could go to. Yeah, so that's not the point of this video, though. The point of this video is to share that Tanner Pearson will not be returning to the lineup. So I guess the last practical thing is that means more of a chance for a guy like Podkolzin or Höglander to be recalled from Abbotsford. You can throw Niels Oman into that list as well. Or maybe that's continued more spots for opportunities for guys like Sheldon Dries, Lane Peterson, Jack Studnicka, because now he's really the only injured forward that the Canucks did have. Everyone else that's down on the farm or on the sidelines, they're healthy scratches as opposed to being injured. So once again, Tanner Pearson shut down for the season. Canucks fans, let me know what you think of this news. Did the first thing that come to your mind, can't trade him? Did the first thing that come to your mind, let's shut down more players in an effort to drop in the standings? Was he kind of out of sight, out of mind for you? Maybe this isn't big news for you because you actually forgot that he was part of this team. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just kind of mean it like I said, out of sight, out of mind. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to see you tonight on Game Over Vancouver, and then tonight for my own show at 11 p.m. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate and Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Just Incredible, legendary Andrew Chang, and Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you. On your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, and definitely come to my shows tonight and leave a comment what you think of this news. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. We'll see you later on today. God bless, and go Canucks go.